When you go from the blissfully ignorant to the hypervigilant, you risk turning dates into forensic investigations.
Aesop's fables, it's the tea, it's the show. Lessons in love with a fabulous glow.
Welcome back to Aesop's Fables, where we tell stories and talk about gay psychology. It's like regular psychology, just inexplicably looks younger for some reason. Last week, I introduced the idea of meta-awareness, where you become aware of your feelings and thoughts and actions and the reasons behind them. You become an observer as opposed to an experiencer of life. You no longer see yourself as acting out because you're a little bitch. You see yourself as acting out because you're a little bitch with abandonment issues. Seemingly a great thing to help you manage emotions and to challenge habitual destructive behaviors. But what happens when you go too far to the other side, analyzing each experience and forgetting to experience each experience? Today, we're going to run through more of my untried, untested, and unendorsed tips. I am Mr. Aware, Dr. Aware, and I am frequently forgetting to just experience my feelings instead of analyzing them, until I suddenly explode or regress. Fortunately, I know why I do this, but sometimes I just don't want to do this. And there is a part of me that is desperate to just be a up. Do you ever look back at some of the dating mistakes you made in your 20s and just long for that idiotic rush of chemistry that you thought was love? When you gave yourself to someone completely unworthy of your time or attention, and you begged him to choose you, to turn around suddenly and tell you you're special. God, those were the days. So how do we learn to live in the world again? Well, I have a confession to make, dear viewers. I am an overanalyzer. I suffer from meta-awareness. So I do have tips, but I'll say now that this is an ongoing challenge for me, something I work on most days. I'm like a 45-year-old man after 3 beers. It does not come easily. Tip number 1, set a thinking curfew. Think of it like a gay bar at 3 a.m. The lighting's bad, the music is nondescript, and the only thing you'll be going home with is regret. Shut up shop, go to bed. A thinking curfew means you close your brain for certain parts of the day. And with all that meta-awareness, you should know what times of the day you're more vulnerable to overthinking, overanalyzing, when it's no longer productive. So shut up shop. If an idea pops into your head, jot it down on a piece of paper, a notepad, or in your phone. That is tomorrow you's problem to solve. Tip number 2. Anchor yourself in your senses. Your senses are the most in-the-moment thing about you. They exist only in the here and now. You can't see the future and you can't smell the past. You can smell things that remind you of the past, but believe me, that smell is in the present. So when you're on a date, put your brain in airplane mode and just pay attention to the sensory information around you. Smell his cologne. And if you're like me, that may lead to meta-unawareness, where you ignore every red flag and end up tangled in sheets you'll later regret. But at least you'll be present for that disaster. Notice his touch. Feel that electricity of a man's hand on yours. Let it override some of the therapy insights you've collected. Not all of them, just some. You can overanalyze it when you get home. I hope you don't, but you can. Tip number 3, try and leave your safety equipment at home. Lower the stakes. Not every man you flirt with is going to be your husband. Not every date will devastate you. If you turn up to every situation covered in emotional Kevlar, scanning for hazards, you'll probably find one or create one. If you expect danger, you close up. Closed up, you're hard to read. They end up meeting Fort Knox you when they need open you. So as I always say, when going on a date, don't take protection. Sometimes a coffee is just a coffee. Sometimes it's just a cheeky drink. And sometimes it's a friendly Greco-Roman wrestle. Who am I to judge? Tip number 4, start saying yes. Meta-awareness is great at telling you what's good and bad for you, but it can make no your default setting. And that no muscle, see, there it is right there, strong, rigid, safe. But you've also got to train your yes muscle. See it there? And no, not for the guy on Grindr at 7 a.m. who is asking to come around. Don't say yes to that. I'm talking about the little yeses. The yes to a last-minute plan. The yes to one more cocktail on a school night. Not using this philosophy to justify a whole bottle to yourself at a quiz night. The yes to karaoke you didn't plan for. And again, not using this to drink a whole bottle to yourself every time you go out and call it spontaneity. This is not to justify your addiction. This is about keeping yourself open to small, harmless little adventures. A little unwellness never hurt anybody. And finally, accept the worthwhile bruises. Pain is part of intimacy. Intimacy is experience. Choosing to run the risk of getting hurt is the only way to be open to connection. Focusing on how you could get hurt is a very quick ticket to closing down a connection. So cover those bruises, those knocks, those slights, those small scratches with a big band-aid. A band-aid of love. And keep on practicing. I consider my head to be a gift. But like any double-edged sword, sometimes you need to put it down before you cut yourself. I'm full of metaphors today. It's a lifelong challenge. 1 month I'm overanalyzing every breath, every step, and the next I'm ignoring every instinct I just paid good money in private therapy to learn. So let's struggle together. Please do like and subscribe if you haven't already, but go forth and be gay. Have a moral week, you hungry, hungry homos.
It's the tea, it's the show. Lessons in love with a fabulous glow.